Have you ever wondered if your name has anything to do with how your life unfolded? Not just what people call you, but how you see yourself, how others treat you, and how you've manifested things in your life. Because your name is powerful, honey. Way more powerful than most of us realize. And what's interesting is most of us never even chose our names. They were given to us before we could even speak, before we even realized who we were. So part of becoming an adult, part of becoming conscious is asking, do I still agree with the identity that was handed to me? Or is there a deeper version of me waiting to be named? Hello, I'm Shakilia and welcome to Enchant Your Life, or welcome back. On this channel, we explore consciousness, manifestation, spirituality, and ways to live the most magical, fulfilling, and empowered life that we can imagine. And if that's your vibe, girl, go ahead and subscribe so we can continue having conversations like this. Today's topic is a fun one and a deep one. We're talking about names, baby. How names create our identity and how identity shapes everything. So my name is Shakilia and my artist name, as a singer-songwriter, is K L'Amour. Now let me tell you real quick where K L'Amour came from. It came to me because it made me feel like a diva, singer-songwriter, and l'amour literally means love in French. And so I intentionally chose that so I can remind myself that I want to infuse everything I do with love. And when I researched my given name, Shakilia, I saw that it derived from Shakila, which is a Muslim word that's connected to beauty. Yes, y'all, beauty. And when I learned that, something clicked and I just felt more beautiful, and I felt like I can become more and more beautiful somehow on the inside and on the outside. So I'm curious, do you know what your name means? If so, put it in the comments below so I can see. I've known people who didn't like their given names and changed their names legally to something that they loved. I've known other people who looked up their name's meaning and they understood themselves better. Their personality, their roles in life, their strength. And sometimes people discover the meaning of their names later and subconsciously or unconsciously they live up to it. It's actually really fascinating. Names aren't just labels. They can be symbols. They can carry stories and expectations. That's why some people get offended when others mispronounce their names, when their name is totally ignored or replaced without permission. A lot of people have trouble pronouncing my name, and for a long time, they've just shortened it for themselves, and I allowed it to slide. But then, as I got older, I realized something important. So I made a decision. In professional settings, I would introduce myself as my full name, and I would gently and firmly correct them if they got it wrong. If they shortened it, I would correct them until they got it right, even if it took forever. That wasn't ego, that was self-honoring. And it made me realize how often we might minimize ourselves without even realizing it. How we allow ourselves to be softened or shortened or edited to make other people feel more comfortable, to make things more easier for other people. Reclaiming my name felt like reclaiming my presence, like letting people know and letting myself know that I am here fully and wholly, and I am gonna take up all the space that I need to take up. And I noticed how much changed just from that simple thing. When it comes to law of attraction, law of assumption, names really do matter. I remember when people would come to me and call me by my childhood name, old friends or family members, I would instantly go right back to that old version of me showing up energetically as that old version who I've outgrown. It's really crazy. So names carry memory and vibration. How you see yourself affects how you carry yourself. And what you believe about yourself is what's true and what shows up in your frequency. And remember, whatever you put out, it comes back to you like a mirror. This is why choosing a name can be so transformational. When I chose to become Kayla Moore, it wasn't just a name change. It was like a change in identity. And by assuming I was her, I became her. And here's what I learned about this. We're always assuming something about ourselves, whether we're aware of it or not. A name just makes the assumption visible. When you change how you name yourself, you interrupt the old story and you allow your nervous system to relax into a new one. For me, there was new confidence, new people, new circumstances and situations, new songs, and a whole new adventurous songwriting journey unfolded. That's the law of assumption in action, and a lot of artists have already known this. Pen names, stage names, alter egos. Beyonce was Sasha Fierce, and Mariah Carey was Mimi, and there's a whole lot more. A lot of artists that we know, those are not even their real names. Different names give us permission to access different parts of ourselves. Here's something fun. You can give yourself different names for different situations. You can even have a sexy name for yourself when you're about to get busy, get your freak on. So go ahead and be bold and bring out Freakeisha or give yourself some kind of name in that situation. You can have a strong name for when you need courage, a boardroom name, a name for being like fearless and fierce. You can have an alter ego for fun. I saw a movie recently and there was this guy who his friend called him Vacation Mike when they were on vacation, because on vacation, Mike would just be happy and dance and act free and have fun and, have drinks and just have the best time ever. And he became so outgoing and wild. And what I think is that Vacation Mike was the real Mike all along. And it's like sometimes we need distance from expectations to be our authentic selves. I've even heard that people can learn new languages very fast, much faster than usual, if they give themselves a brand new name. Because the new name, it releases the old story. It drops the old story. It drops all the old limitation. And it allows you to start a new vibration, a fresh new start. And you're then able, to absorb language and new things so much more quickly and easily. So, you introduce yourself as I am so-and-so, and just know that I am, it's very powerful. Those words are very powerful. Every time you say I am, you make an assumption about yourself and you become that. Maybe becoming isn't about changing who you are. Maybe becoming is about answering to the name that your soul is resonating with. So let me ask you this. Do you think your name carries an intention, a frequency, a destiny? Let me know in the comments what you think. And if you chose your name today, do you think it would be the same one that you have? And by the way, as a side note, if you've ever wanted to write a song, I've written a book called Your Path to Songwriting Success, 7 Steps to Becoming a Confident Songwriter, and it's available right now on Amazon.com, so you can go ahead and get that. And that book is all about learning about songwriting and infusing it with law of attraction, so you can become that confident songwriter that you know yourself to be in your heart. This video is all a part of becoming the version of you who already knows who she is. If you enjoyed this conversation, go ahead and hit like, share it with a friend, and I will see you in the next video. Stay enchanted. Love ya. Bye for now.